Good evening, guys. This is another episode of Decoding Millennial Mariners, and we've been discussing this for last 4 times so far. Now this is the fourth time, and I'm very much proud to say that the discussions which are going on with the Devashish Basu, Captain Devashish Basu, and also as we call somebody a guest to discuss the things more. It has been great because some of the feedbacks which are coming in, which are very interesting, and more than interesting, they are very intriguing, asking us questions as to what do you mean by this and what do you mean by that. So, living on that note, we are going ahead with the another speciality of millennial mariner. In fact, millennial generation. We are saying mariners because we are doing this program only for mariners, but this is applicable to entire millennial generation and even the Gen Y and Gen Z generation. Why? Because because their learning abilities and cognitive skills are different than anybody else, and so to believe, we also need to mend our training skills to meet them. So let me add Devashish Basu, who is not only a entrepreneur but also a great thinker to bring in new things into the training regime. And let me get and today's guest for us is a very well known Insta figure named as Captain Norbert Ribello. And I met him recently, but I've seen him as a influencing people on LinkedIn. I mean on the Instagram, and talking to a lot of young minds and discussing with them as to what to do. He recently yesterday he did a show of how to give a interview a day for yesterday, I believe, and it was damn good. Hi Devashish, good evening to you.
Hi, sir. Hello, good evening. Good evening, sir. Yeah.
Oh, you're looking good, looking fresh.
Yeah.
So we'll add Captain, Norbert
Sorry, sorry.
Ribello. Yeah, we will add him. He's, I believe, there. And you say what you're saying.
Yeah,
I'll wait.
I was just saying that it's really glad to hear from you that people are joining into our discussion, and this is a discussion we should have had quite some time back, but nonetheless, better late than never, and very glad to know that people have the discussions on the table about the young generation and the way they think and how they grasp the things. Good evening, Captain Norbert.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, Captain Gajanan. How are you?
Captain Robert, welcome to the show of Decoding
Thank you,
Millennial
thank you.
Mariners.
Thanks a lot for
So we are
having me
making it
today.
into the
Thank you very much.
a real show kind of thing, because at the end of it, we would like people to hear more and and get something out of this, because this is not only a churning of thoughts, but it is also going to provide this millennial generation, millennial mariners, a good knowledge about the tools that they need to adopt to. And for the trainers like you and me, who always talk on in LinkedIn, Devashish, I mean, always talk on Instagram and everywhere else, Devashish is going to
Yeah.
provide us some insight into tools as to which tools to be used and how they to be used. But before that, we need to understand what the millennial generation is, what their qualities are, what their learning skills are, what their kind of cognitive skills are, perceptions are. So you have been called today, especially because we're seeing you very active on Instagram. I don't want to say giving gyan because it is a very late, it is a very soft term. But I see you imparting knowledge to people about your experiences, and showing that your and my hair also not become gray in the sunlight. So they are grown gray into the on the ship, working hard. And it reflects from your experiences and talks. So welcome to this show, Captain Norbert.
Thank you,
And
sir.
I'm going to start with you, asking you. You're going to do most of the talking today, and Devashish and we going to listen. Of course, Devashish will speak in the second half. We're going to curtail this show to 30 minutes because simply more than 30 minutes, again, the cognitivity of the millennial mariner is not there.
Correct, correct.
Attention span
The
is not
span is
there.
shorter.
So Yeah,
First
so
time is short,
nobody watches, yeah,
attention
nobody
span.
watches 1 hour YouTube video these days. So we're going to keep it short to 30 minutes. So you're going to do most of the talking today. So my actually a question to you. You've been a master for a very long time, and you've been senior to me as well. I've been a master for 7, 8 years at sea, and you've been a master for all these years, and you're still sailing on board.
Yes,
So,
sir.
so that gives me a very great pleasure to invite you because it is very important to pick your brain and ask as to what's happening inside and how do you see things. So, in your observation, Captain, I mean, you must have seen the youngsters in 90s, second mate, third mate, cadets in 2000, in 2010, 2020. How do you see them changing their behavior on board? So I'm not asking about the competence. Competence is something else, let's leave it to them. Competence is depending on a lot of factors of upbringing, plus the college, plus the faculty, plus their mindset and things like that. But behavior is something a person carries on. Attitude is something person carries on. So what has been your observation in these 4 generations last on board vessel, second mate, third mate, cadets, and engineers, especially the junior guys between the age of 25 to 35? What has been the change in their attitude as per you?
The change in attitude basically is the style of talking, their style of perceiving things, and their style of understanding. They want everything to be done very easily and the shortest way. But as you say, upbringing also does matter. And I have people with me who sometimes find it difficult to understand. Maybe there is a language gap, or I don't see why. But I always make it a point to explain to them and make them understand. See, we are here to work as a team, and this is a teamwork which will take the ship safely from A to B. But earlier, the people were more interested, they were more responsive, they used to stay after their watch, they used to want to learn. But nowadays, I think the guys just want to finish their watch, finish whatever job they have on hand, and then they want to go and sit with the net or on the phone. Time, as you said, times have changed and they are different. They are the modern space age people who are very good with computers, and I definitely appreciate them because I need their help the most, more than they need my help. See, because they are
Oh,
competent.
no, no,
It's not that they are not competent. They are very competent. They know their job. It is only how they apply and that dedication to their job. For me, I'm very bad with computers. I'm very bad with this Instagram. Very bad with everything. So I need them more than they need me. So I have to have more patience with them. And I think they still, especially our Indian officers, they still respect that hierarchy is still there. So they still respect you. They don't, they are not sort of, very rude towards you. They will always do their best to see how they can help you or please you. But as you said, the thought process has changed over the years because the generations have changed and we have come from charts to XDIS, and I understand them. We have come from sextant to GPS, and I think it is we who should change to them because they are going to be the future. And we should understand them and try to help them in a way and make them understand the way they understand. Because we are more senior, we must change our thoughts to blend to theirs. That's what I believe. If there are two people in a conversation, you and I don't like something, or two of us are not getting along, the only change I can make is in me, not in you. I can change
that's
myself. I
such a
cannot change
nice,
you.
that's such a
So
brilliant
you
thought. I
really,
mean,
you really
I
jumped
have to
into the
say,
next. Yeah, you really jumped
have
into
to
the next
say.
question of mine. My next question was that since you have identified the peculiarities of this generation, and you have also identified the how they have changed from 90s to say 2020. Like I always call it automatic to automatic shifts. And I mean I always say the shipping also has changed from slaves to the millennial mariners now. So
That's
my
right.
next question was that only to you as to how do you see yourself changing the management style, getting along with these guys? You already answered half of it, but other half, if you can answer. So how? Okay, fine. I mean, we should gel with them. We should change ourselves. It's fine. But now I'm trying to pick your brain as to how you have changed yourself to get along with this millennial mariners.
See, basically for me, it has never been difficult because I'm a very easygoing guy. And I have a lot of patience. And over time, I've developed my patience even more. So I try to understand their psyche, basically how they think. And if you understand how they think and you talk, see, it's like this. When I talk to you, I will talk what you want to listen. When I talk to somebody else, I will talk what he wants to listen. So I'm that type of a guy. I will talk in a way to what they want to listen. So we should get around to them. You have to come to the nucleus of the matter. First, you talk to them what they want to listen, and slowly diverge to that. And then they are very open to thoughts, and they also have a lot of suggestions. See, about me, I have never shooed away anyone from suggestions. And another thing about me is I have the habit of stating my moods. So if I'm not, like as Markham's issues at home, like I have a special child, and if I have issues at home and I'm not in a mood to answer something of them, I'll tell him right now, boss, it's not that I don't want to talk to you, but right now I have some issues and I cannot talk to you, and I don't want this conversation to go unpleasant. So please understand me, and we can talk this maybe after a couple of hours. So if we state our emotions and state our moods, I think that helps a lot.
This is I just want to I just want to recall a funny incident here, if you allow. There was a master I remember, and I was third officer with him. And one day the master came on the bridge, and I was on watch, and he was just so furious, I mean, he was extremely furious. And what had happened was the cook had made noodles with chola bhatura. So he was furious. How the hell can he make noodles with chola bhatura? How do I eat it? And he had just come up from dinner. And then he just sat in one corner, I mean, on the pilot's chair, and he said that, see, I am very, very tense now. I should not talk to the cook, even though right now I want to call him and I want to thrash him. So this goes somewhat in line with what Captain Norbert just said, that to be in the right mood for the right conversation, because that one thing he very clearly taught me, and I have followed it ever since as a master also, that never talk to someone that you're angry with at that time. That is a very valuable lesson that I got, and I believe Captain Norbert almost said the same thing just now.
Yeah, that's right. My belief
No, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. Go ahead.
My belief, if you want to say something to someone, pick up his defects, call him alone, tell him nicely. Don't sit in public. But if you want to encourage someone or praise him, you tell it in front of everyone. So that is my policy. And I think I have managed over the years fairly well, because most of the people who have sailed with me always want me back. They always say, when you are coming back. When the last ship I signed off, people after me to join back. But because of my mom, I'm still at home, also I've joined there. So let's see how it happens. I'm quite flexible. I'm very flexible. I'm quite tolerant, and I have a lot of patience. I think that is God's gift.
True, but have you had any instances, I mean, in something about your predecessor or maybe a successor, when you have overlapped days on board, that you have found that the leadership on board, that is master, of course, who's relieving you is a master only always, and whom you are relieving also is a master. Have you ever found that this particular predecessor or successor is not going to have a good time with these guys because he's a bit different? I mean, okay, you are flexible, you need them more than they need you on computers, because everything happens on computers now. So, I mean, you have given very valid points, and these are really pointing to something for me to ask Devashish, and which is going to be a unique thing today. And that does just strike me now. But I will come back to you, Devashish, on this. But
Yeah.
for Captain Norbert, have you ever seen that predecessor or successor, because of their attitude of master or leadership on board, they're not going to gel along? Have you
Yes, I've
seen?
seen it. I have seen it. I can see. I'm sailing for 42 years. Yeah, that's, I think, a long time. So out of which, if I have 24 years masters, means I've done at least for 50 ships as master.
Correct.
So yeah, so I have seen people, but I cannot tell someone else how to run a ship. I can run my own ship. The day I leave the ship is his, how he's to handle. If he wants some advice, I'm willing to share, I'm willing to say. But sometimes, your advice is taken in a in the wrong manner. And like, I don't want to tell someone else how to run a ship, or, someone else how to do something. So if he asks, or if he sits with me and we discuss and we get along well, And I can always tell him, I think this is a better way. I can always suggest. I'm always open to suggestions also. So it is left up to the other person how he takes the suggestion. So I like, especially some of the younger guys might feel I'm just trying to tell them because I'm old in this. No, it's not that. I've learned a lot of things from the new masters as well. Always, I will learn till the day I die. That is what I say. What do you feel, Captain
वो
Gajan?
ऐसा ऐसा क्या लगा आपको मास्टर में और वो जो आपको छोड़ने आता है और the one who's taking over for you, what did you find? क्या लगा आपको कि क्या करता था वो? I mean, कैसे अभी जैसे इन्होंने बताया अभी he just said I'm just speaking in Hindi because a lot of Hindi speaking crowd also is there. Like Devashi just now said that chola bhatura and noodle he made, the master got furious, है ना? But he also was rational as to not talk to the cook at that time because cook will again spoil, आगे वाला सब खाना खराब कर देगा रंधेगा, है ना?
Okay, then
So
we
he
come to
was
that
also
Chola
cautious.
Bhatura thing. I think as a master, you should take personal interest in the food of the ship. So if you have not sat with the cook and you have not decided on a menu, then you don't blame the guy. I take personal interest. There are only
Right.
two things on board that you can satisfy the crew with today. One
Totally
is,
agree.
I can
Totally
say
agree.
broadly the food, and the second is entertainment, and the entertainment boils down basically to the internet. So if you can keep these guys happy with that, I think you don't have an issue. But if the master is not taking interest or not seeing, the menu of the food or how menu of the cook, not sitting with him and explaining, because I sail with sometimes with Filipino cooks, and they don't know anything about Indian cooking. So I cannot blame him tomorrow saying, that he has made chole bhature with noodles, because I should be better. I'm supposed to head the ship, and if I don't give him some of my advice or knowledge or discuss with him, how will he know? So that is how I look at things. I think if we take interest in some other department, like even the engine room, I go down. Maybe I don't know anything much, but I can always guide them or notice some hazards which are, not seen with everyday eyes, what you call. So what was the
So what's
question,
your thought,
Captain?
Devashish, on this? What's your thought on this, Devashish?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the about the food, of course, I totally agree with Captain Norbert. And the point was, yeah, but sorry,
Guys on board.
your voice
Yeah,
is
yes, Captain.
cannot hear. Yeah,
I mean, the part of the leadership handling these guys on board, which could not
yeah.
go well. What kind of those qualities in leadership are there? I just identifying. As to, we identified the qualities in the millennials now. We also want to identify the qualities in, boomers, like, so called.
So obviously, yeah, the baby. I mean, the what I would definitely beg to differ with Captain Norbert is that it is not true that you need them more than they need you. Absolutely not. And obviously, this is very self-explanatory. But what I want to point out here is that. The whole thing about I mean sort of the discussion the point of the discussion which we are trying to have here is how do we take that valuable experience, that rich experience, and mold it in a manner which is more acceptable to the younger generation. And that is the sort of the kind of work that we do also as a company, and that is the reason I get to speak in this in this forum. So basically what the point of what to answer Captain Gajanan's question is that our aim here, the end of this session, or the takeaway from the entire series should be, how do we merge the best of both worlds? Because there should not be this disconnect between us versus them, that we are, because we this experience that that you carry is much more valuable than computer knowledge. That
No,
goes
true,
without saying.
Devashish.
I mean,
Yes, yes.
1 minute.
My
I have
only
a question
way
to
of
ask
saying
you here. No, I have a question to Devashish. I have a question for him. Now, see, he has told you the
sorry. Yeah.
qualities of the millennials. Okay, how the younger generation on board behaves. Okay, ठीक है, समझ में आ गया.
Yeah.
I mean, क्या करते हैं? They're stylish. They're rude. The talking could be really rude. He said they finish their watch and run to the next and all that. Now, since
Yeah.
Devashish, since you are studying on their behavior pattern, I mean, I would like to ask you a pointed question. This is because,
Yes,
as to
yes.
what do you think is the reason behind this? Why do these millennials want to run to the net? Why do they want to, which probably, I mean, they like, of course, they're born and brought up in that kind of a technological advantage situation. But what is
Right.
that? What is that makes it, click to them?
Yeah, so
I mean,
this is sort of a big topic, but to point out on that fact that Captain Norbert rightly pointed out that anyone, and this is a survey that was done a couple of years back across the world, the 96% of the generation below the age of 35 will run to their mobile phones at when they are free. This doesn't depend on shipping. This is beyond shipping and beyond
That's
every other
true.
profession.
That is true.
So why is that? Why is that? And if you allow, if we go a little bit in depth on that, there is a neurotransmitter. There's a chemical called dopamine, which is
Correct.
very important for us to understand. The importance of this chemical is becoming more and more in our lives, and we have to understand how dopamine works. If we have to understand these behavioral patterns and use it to our advantage. And one thing, why are we talking about using it to our advantage is because it's not going away. It's going to stay. This behavioral patterns, no matter whether we think it is good or bad, no matter whether we have a judgment on it or we don't, these behavioral patterns will stay. So better to understand the chemical and work with it, or try to involve it in our lives and in our training processes. Now, what is dopamine? Dopamine is the reward circuit. I mean, it is a neurotransmitter in your brain which gets triggered, which triggers the reward circuit inside you. So let's say you're very hungry and there is food on the table. That jolt of happiness that you get is dopamine. If you remember when you were young, and at least I remember very clearly when I used to graduate. I mean, I used to come to the new class. I used to get a full set of new books. That smell, that feeling of
That's
getting
true.
this new book is dopamine. So
Yes, yes.
these are rewards which we are talking about. These are small rewards, sometimes big rewards. When we took, like if you remember, I'm sure all of us remember the day when we took over as master. So the
Yes.
feeling of becoming a master after struggling for so many years, after having been through the rigorous process of all the ranks, then taking over as a master, that is dopamine. This is what we are talking about. This is a rewarding drug. Now, dopamine has its uses. It has its evolutionary reason why the brain produces dopamine. It helps us achieve good things. It makes us look forward to bright futures, and that
motivates.
is
Yeah.
motivates us. The motivation part comes from this drug. But we have to understand, and also why we are talking about so much about this drug. This is also the drug which you get when you are getting a like on a Facebook, when someone replies to your message on WhatsApp, when you
Correct.
get appreciated for something. For example, you have put up something new that you have made at home, and you put up a photograph on Facebook, and someone comments, "Oh, brilliant! That is a shot of dopamine that you get." Now, the one weird thing about this drug is that. Um, so let me talk about a little bit about an experiment which was carried out on, it's a psychology experiment. So what they did is some rats were, given bites of food, so they were giving one bite of food each time, and their brains were scanned. So how they are reacting. So that it was seen that the rats, every time they get a bite of food, there is a shot of dopamine in their brains. This goes in line with exactly what we feel if we have a like or some small reward from our lives. Someone pats you on the back and says good job, that is also dopamine. So the strange part is that they kept giving these bites of food, and after a while the dopamine stopped being secreted. So what
Correct.
happened is they keep getting, when the rat feels that it is normal, when it becomes normal to them and nothing new, we don't get that shot of dopamine. So we have to understand dopamine is not released by happiness in general. Dopamine is a drug which is released by novelty, something new. It has to be
Correct,
new.
correct.
Let's say you go for I'm taking an example which I just came across, and it's a very relevant example. That let's say you go for a walk in the morning, okay, and you go by the same road every day. It's nothing new, and suddenly you see that there is a bakery which has opened up along your pathway. So you are happy now. Wow, this is a nice looking bakery. I can come here. And you decide that you will walk in for a coffee next day when you're coming back from your morning walk. So you walk in, and the next day you walk in and you take a cup of coffee and you sip it. It's excellent. Another shot of dopamine. You get your reward there. And you're very happy for that day. A couple of no happiness, nothing
Correct.
new anymore.
Correct.
Nothing new anymore. So this is just like when we became a master, the kind of happiness we were. After a month being a master, it was maybe after 2, 3 months, it became just normal. It became a way of life. So this fact we have to understand. Now, why we are coming back to the analogy of the mobile phone. Now, when you said that the youngsters are running down to their mobile phones every time they are free. So dopamine, just like any other drug, by the way, it is also the same neurotransmitter which gets triggered by alcohol, by gambling, by sex, and
Yeah.
drugs.
Yes.
So in other words, it is also very addictive. It creates a happiness, but then that
No,
hooks
it's
you
a craving
on,
basically.
and
Once
then
you
you
get a
can
taste of one
have a
happiness,
craving.
then you want to get more and more and more. I mean, this is
Exactly.
that. It's so addictive. Yeah.
So that is the thing about dopamine. It draws you in. It pulls you in. I'm sure. I mean, this is not just for the young generation. Many of us and many of the generation older than us
Yeah,
also.
me too.
I'm sure, Captain Gajanan, have you woken up? Are you guilty of waking up next to your mobile phone in the morning? Have you woken up
Oh
next to your
yes,
mobile
yes.
phone? Yeah.
I visit the mobile phone at least 1,000 times a day. And
Oh,
my
really?
Yeah. Sure.
apart from my laptop, the mobile is the next office station. Or material. I must be checking Instagram at least 100 times a day. Even at night I check
Right.
if somebody's live. Things like that. So it does happen.
Okay,
I
that's nice
So
seen.
to know.
I think I picked up this. This also in zoo. Zoo. They have a bird there, right? Bird zoo. They have a bird which makes noises. And if you observe it nicely, correctly, at one point in time, the last part of the show, that whoever the zookeeper is there or the bird keeper is there, he'll ask that bird to say, "Do you love the crowd?" And he said, "Yeah." So no, say it
and
loudly.
then he'll get a
But
little
in the
bit
end, he
of
say,
bite
I
there.
love you. I love you. And he'll give two of that, not only one. He gives him two, every time he does a good thing, he gives you one piece of grain or something like that to eat. And when he says,
Yes.
I love you in
So
the end,
this
he
is
gets
yeah.
two. Yeah.
So this is what I think today we are almost close to the half an hour mark, but I don't want to from my side, but this was I just wanted to throw some light on that, and maybe we can
So
carry
let's
on
ask
this
Captain
discussion
Norbert if
next
it
time.
makes sense to him.
Yes, sure.
Captain Norbert, does it make sense to you? I mean, could there be this? I mean, unless you have read about dopamine, is fine. I mean, you would definitely know. But if you have heard this for the first time, dopamine and rewarding, neurotransmission in the brain, then do you think that the behavior of the today's onboard young generation is really getting addicted to that reward thing? Or when you scold
Why
them, they
do
don't like it.
why do you think I said I need them more than they need me?
You need you need dopamine also.
No. So when you say that, they get the importance. They feel important. I make them
Yeah,
feel
Yeah,
important.
of course,
That is the
of
reason
course.
I say that. Of course,
correct,
I can
correct.
always do. I can always manage. But when you give someone importance, it's a shot in the arm, and they're ready to do anything for you. That is the reason
Very
I.
true.
True, true.
Uh, I know a lot about dopamine.
Very
I
true.
told you I did my master's in psychology. If I didn't, I mentioned it earlier, I think, to you, Captain Gajanan. And I got a
Yeah,
counseling assistance
true.
from All India Counseling Association. I think I mentioned this to you, yeah. But I
Yeah,
don't practice.
exactly. One
Very
of the
true.
talk shows you mentioned, yes.
it.
So I mean, this is
So
what
that,
it is. So like so this is what I want to broach topic today. That there is something which happens to these guys, which makes them feel appreciated more and more. And this is how the appreciating masters become good to them. If they even if they are not good, like in my own experience, I'm telling you. I mean, I say this in all my talk shows and all speeches. The most of the best things on board I've learned from cadet to master, 1989 to 2007, till the time I hang my boots and sailing. Till those 18 years, I've learned, even as a master, the hardest and the best thing I've learned when the times were very tough.
yes,
When I was in -2 temperature, my bloody boiler was down, my engine unit had bloody crunked off, and chief engineer was fixing it for 3 days. My family is on board, and then I found the old bloody brandy lying in Master's, in Master's cabinet, and I drank that brandy. That was my dopamine that day. So I mean, temperature was coming down to 10 degrees. My
you
son
can't do
was
that
about 2 years
anymore.
old that time on board. So like, but the hardest times have made me learn so much. I'm telling you, and that's the time I'll tell you stories some other time. But we stopped around morning 9 o'clock, and I said to chief engineer, nothing doing. I'm calling office, and we are calling charters. We're telling everybody we are stopped. We were in Bering Sea, boss, -2 temperature, and chief engineer said it will take at least 24 hours to fix up. I said, what 24 hours में unit नहीं हो सकता? This is a very standard R&D engine. So you forget it, it will take 48 hours for you. I told charterers 3 days. By God, in 2005, another bulk carrier sank in Bay of in the Bering Sea on the similar conditions as mine. I will take this topic later on because you will understand as to how the honesty pays. And this the honesty principle was taught to me that day by a tough bloody situation. Otherwise, I would have got my way out by bullshitting around, talking hi, hello, this, that, got around. So tough times give you best education, but appreciation triggers them, into happiness, and they want the appreciative masters more, appreciative
That is
leaders more than the,
can't to
thinking
condemn
or
them, yeah.
teaching
We put
leaders.
them down.
Yeah,
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 correct. Yeah,
correct.
that is
And I just want to I just want to say one thing that the usefulness of this chemical or this neurotransmitter, how we can use it to our advantage, is something that I believe should be a very pertinent topic of discussion, because I mean, like Captain Norbert said, that he is such, as I can understand from even this short conversation, that he's very adaptive to the people, and they really love him for that. This should not be an exceptional case, because these are exceptions. These are exceptions in the industry, but today's industry is so demanding. Every master, every chief engineer should understand how this mechanism works in very real terms. Maybe some of them would not adapt to it. Maybe some of them, even if they understand it, they will not accept it. But at least some will. Some people should understand how to use it to their advantage, because today in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, if your main engine has broken down and the charter gives you a maximum of 10 hours to restart the engine and proceed, you cannot do this job just with your theoretical knowledge. You have to understand teamwork. You have to understand how people think, how psychology works, and how do you motivate the people to carry out that job. That just a little bit, maybe a big part of it will be technical knowledge, but that you can get from outside as well. The technical knowledge part of you can get from outside, but the motivation part of it, how do you get your team to work? And if you do not understand what triggers them, or what is the if you do not understand what is the value of a pat on the back saying good job, you must be tired, I'll take over from here. What are the meaning of these words? If you do not understand that, how dopamine circuits work in the brain, how people think, if we don't talk about this, if we don't discuss this, these will be like, there will be definitely such masters and chief engineers who will do great jobs, but that will not be a that those will be exceptional cases, and many of the people who don't understand may suffer for it. They might not.
No,
That's what I feel.
last 1 minute is mine, and I'm going to put a one very thought-provoking thing here. A moral compass tells me, if you are trying to be appreciative of someone to get the work out of him, which could be the master's primary job. I'm not saying no. Could be a manipulative behavior. Okay, so my moral compass tells me, calling a spade, and whether you have dopamine dose or don't have dopamine dose, I would in the long run make you help, in growth. So I mean, we will discuss this later on. And very rightly you said, Debashish, your topic is fantastic about it, as to how to make use of it. Fine, it might sound
That's true.
manipulative at times, because since you are fond of gulab jams or rasagullas, I will serve them to you every day. And that's kind of catering. That's kind of catering. I mean, I'm just saying catering of wishes, not the catering of the food as such, but catering of wishes you do to the people. Then you're going to have a generation which is going to come in problems in future, and we already see some signs of it today. And I think we should deliberate more on this in next time. I think then we will understand about the psychology, sociology, and also behavioral psychology that is altered by dopamine. I mean, in a neuroscience way. So to understand little more deeper subject. Anyway, I think it's been 39 minutes now, and before the millennial lose attention on this video, we will lose this. I will share this on YouTube channel, and then share the recording with you all, both of you all also, so you can
Yeah,
propagate
Thanks
it.
a lot, Captain Norbert.
thank you.
Thanks, Captain Gajan.
Debashish. Thanks, Captain Gajanan. See you. Bye, bye.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much,
Thank you
Robert.
so
Very,
much.
very, very highly
Bye.
appreciate you joining us. Thank you very much. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. And this was the topic of discussion today, as to how the neuroscience work for rewarding mechanism and appreciation in millennials, and this is how the learning abilities are changing. And we will take these things forward on the next Friday. Please be on time, 5 o'clock next Friday. We will discuss more on dopamine, more on neuroscience, psychology, and physiology that it changes due to the increase or shot of dopamine. Thank you very much. Signing off. Bye bye.